welcome to the No Spin News, Thursday, December 14th, 2023. Stand up for your country. Well, as we predicted in early September, and I played you that soundbite, I'm not going to play it again. The autumn was going to be really rough for President Biden, and it has been really rough. Approval numbers are in the 30s. Trump is beating him in all the polls. The economy is, coming up a bit in a macro sense, but people are still paying far too much for essentials. And it goes on and on and on. Southern border, Putin, Israel, Hamas, never ends. But perhaps the worst thing for Joe Biden is Hunter Biden, his own son. And that is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. So as you know, Hunter Biden was subpoenaed to sit for a deposition in front of the House Oversight Committee. He defied that subpoena. He showed up. We showed it last night. We're going to show you a little bit of it in a moment. Arrogant, very arrogant. Basically say, I'm not answering the subpoena. I'm not going to do that. Now, his father, the president of the United States, had to know he was going to defy the subpoena. Had to know it. All right? Yet, if it were me and I'm the president, I'd say, you got to sit for that deposition. So do you. Can't have people defying legal subpoenas. And if you do, you got to pay a price. Okay. So Hunter shows up and he says, not answering questions. I'll do it publicly. I'll do it the way I want. Here's the soundbite. Go.
Here I am, Mr. Chairman, taking up your offer when you said we can bring these people in for depositions or committee hearings, whichever they choose. Well, I've chosen. I am here to testify at a public hearing today to answer any of the committee's legitimate questions.
That's not your call, Zeke. Zeke, a nickname. Okay, if they issue a subpoena, you got to answer the subpoena. Okay, no, I'm not doing it. I'm Hunter Biden. So I'm sitting there going, this is absurd. Totally ridiculous. And the rest of the diatribe that Hunter Biden put forth was he's the victim. Witch hunt, MAGA, Republicans. Hey, look, Zeke. Tens of millions of dollars flowed to you. Tens of millions of dollars. While your father was vice president and you were riding around on taxpayer expense on Air Force Two. We can't tell, we the people, what you did to earn any of that money. The fact is, you didn't do anything. And if you did, let's see what it is. Present it to us. So we have a right to know if you, Hunter Biden, sold influence, because that is illegal. Your father had to know what you were doing. There isn't a father on earth whose son is amassing tens of millions of dollars who doesn't know that. He had to know. He's on the plane with you many times, China, Europe, all over the place. But he said, I never talked to my son about this. Oh, no. Come on. Come on. So you have to answer questions in front of the congressional committee. That's what it's about. If the congressional committee didn't care about this country would be more corrupt than it is now. Because not one Democrat, not one in the House of Representatives voted to investigate what you, Hunter Biden, were doing. How you got the money. Democratic Party doesn't want to know. They don't care to know. That representing the folks, that good for the United States? Go ahead, do it. No, it's not. All right, so Republicans, because this is a partisan issue, obviously, every Republican voted, by the way, in the House to hold Hunter Biden and Joe Biden accountable and investigate what the situation is. Every Republican voted for, every Democrat voted against. Here's what the head of the Oversight Committee said. Go.
So the House Oversight and House Judiciary Committee are conducting this credible investigation that an overwhelming majority of Americans want. We have specific questions for the president's son. He does not get to dictate the terms of this subpoena.
Correct. He does not. But seems to be okay with the president of the United States. Here's what his spokesperson said. Go.
Look, the president was certainly familiar with what his son was going to say. And I think what you saw was from the heart from his son. And you've heard me say this. You've heard the president say this. When it comes to the president and the first lady, they are proud of him continuing to rebuild his life. They are proud of their son.
So they're proud the son defied the congressional subpoena. Okay. Yet another reason not to vote for Joe Biden or the Democratic Party. I don't know how many reasons you need, but we're proud. Hunter doesn't answer. So what? Now, I'm not going to get into personal stuff, but I will tell you this. If my son amassed tens of millions of dollars, I'd want to know exactly how he did it. And if he were using a government jet to do that, I would say we are reimbursing the government for every cent of that. And if he lied about it, and if he defied a subpoena, he'd be hanging from his ankles from a tree in the front yard of my home. Okay? But apparently, my standards are not Joe Biden's standards. Let's just leave it that way. Now, the exact same thing, and I mean the exact same thing, happened to Steve Bannon, Trump's main guy. So on September 23rd, 2021, Steve Bannon was issued a subpoena by the House Select Committee to testify about things that happened within the Trump administration. He refused. Bannon would not answer the subpoena. He was indicted, federal grand jury. Okay, I made a mistake. I thought the FBI arrested him, but the FBI did not arrest him. Bannon turned himself in. Okay, so he went through the process. Bannon did, said, I'm not guilty. They had a court case, a jury. Jury said, you are guilty, Steve. And the judge sentenced him to 4 months in prison, fined him $6,500. Bannon appealed. That appeal is still underway. It's more than a year. There was some illness and a part of some of the attorneys or whatever, but that appeal should have been heard a long time ago. Now, Bannon is going to lose the appeal. He's going to have to serve the 4 months. Okay? Now, Merrick Garland has to do the same thing to Hunter Biden. I know some of you will say, oh, no. He has to. Because if he doesn't, if Hunter Biden isn't indicted by the Justice Department and prosecuted, then the House of Representatives will certainly impeach Merrick Garland. Merrick Garland's butt's on the line. Okay, they'll impeach him. Will they get a conviction? No, but they'll embarrass him. He's already embarrassed. Why do you think there are new charges against Hunter Biden? 9 new charges, 3 felonies, 6 misdemeanors on evasion of taxes. Why do you think that is? Think Merrick Garland wanted to do that? He didn't want to do it. He had to do it. The pressure was so immense on him. And now he's got another situation. You do this to Bannon, you got to do it to Hunter because it's exactly the same. So that's going to play out. All of this hurts President Biden. All of it. Every time Hunter Biden's name is mentioned and tens of millions of dollars are mentioned, suspicion falls on Joe Biden. Now, maybe that's not fair, okay? Because it is true there has been no public evidence set forth that Joe Biden did anything wrong. And Senator Chuck Grassley, all right, stated that yesterday. Go.
And I'm going to just follow the facts where they are, and the facts haven't taken me to that point where I can say that the president's guilty of anything.
That's true. And I admire Grassley, a Republican, for saying it. But you don't stop an investigation. Obviously, you continue it to see, as an American, not just a journalist, but if Joe Biden alleges that he the president of the United States lent his brother and son money, hundreds of thousands of dollars, well, all you got to do is show us the check you wrote or the wire transfer, and then it's over. Then you lent them the money, they paid you back. Now, legally, you had to charge them some interest, but you could show that too. Yeah. And the Democrats, I don't care. We don't care. It's fine. But Grassley is saying at this point in history, you couldn't convict Joe Biden of anything, and you couldn't. But 2 months down the road, you might be able to. And that's what they fear, that Joe Biden, President Biden, did take money from his brother and his son, but it has not yet been demonstrated. All right. So this story is now turning the liberal corporate media upside down because they see the danger here down the road. Doesn't really matter. The forces that prop up the Democratic Party are not going to stop propping it up. Roll the tape.
House Republicans have voted to approve an impeachment inquiry into President Biden, even though they admit there is no evidence to impeach him. Guys, come on, that's kind of step one. Thank you all for coming to our wedding today. The ceremony will begin shortly, just as soon as I find a bride.
Well, they're cowards. I think you can fairly say of the so-called moderate Republicans in the House, they're always there when you don't need them. But when there's actually something of consequence, they cave.
Now, Schiff, you expect it, all right, that he's intellectually dishonest all day long. Colbert is more interesting to me. CBS pays Colbert to just spout liberal propaganda. That's all he does. He's not funny. Very few people watch him as compared to the former hosts. And he goes, there's no evidence to impeach him. This is what Colbert said to his audience. His audience is a bunch of seals. They don't know anything. Okay. There's not an impeachment here, Steve. It's an inquiry. It's an investigation. Well, no evidence. No evidence. You see, you gather evidence by investigating. That's how you do that. It's just so blatantly stupid. Yet, day in and day out, and day in and day out. But you see. And that's a memo. To our No Spin News family, if you've been with us for a while, you've surely heard about the remarkable tale of Grip 6. And if you have not, allow us to introduce a story of genuine American craftsmanship. Every Grip 6 belt, wallet, and sock is more than just a product. It's an emblem of our nation's spirit with aluminum drawn from our very soil. This holiday season, move beyond the mundane. Opt for a Grip 6 creation that stands as a testament to time, backed with an unwavering lifetime guarantee. When you choose Grip 6, you're not merely gifting an item, you're passing on a legacy of American resilience and innovation. To make your holidays even brighter, Grip 6 is offering incredible deals, complete with a curated gift pack builder. Make your holiday memories last with gifts that endure for a lifetime. Dive into the Grip 6 narrative at grip6.com/bill. All right, let's go to the mail. Lena, concierge member, I hope. Biden's entire presidency has been staged and choreographed, been given questions and answers since he became president. He's told which journalists to pick, and a few nervy journalists can punch through, but not many. That's kind of accurate, I would say. I would. David, concierge member, I'm glad, Bill, you mentioned News Nation today. They appear to be the only network that attempts anything near fair recitation of the day's events. I'm enjoying my experience at News Nation. I was on last night with Cuomo. You guys should check it out. I'm on Monday with Leland Vittert, ex-Fox guy, and Wednesday with Cuomo. Eddie Garcia, Douglasville, Georgia. No doubt the media is biased against the former president. That would be Trump. Where is Bob Woodward's book excoriating Joe Biden? That's an interesting question. Woodward couldn't write a book like that because he's the executive editor of the Washington Post. He's some editor there. He couldn't write a book about Biden's failures, and then he wouldn't get invited to any parties in D.C. Tanya, concierge member, all colleges are now covering their butts by releasing statements renouncing threats against Jews. I have 2 kids in very prestigious schools. Both of them sent me statements that their colleges released the day after October 7th, and all of them were wishy-washy. Brown, no exception. Brown did the right thing on the demonstrations, as we reported yesterday. Michael Rivard, Mentone, Alabama. Mr. O, can you please tell us what President James Buchanan could have done to prevent the Civil War? I will tell you in the book, Confronting the Presidents, which will come out next September, but briefly, the South was defying the federal government violently, and Buchanan sat there and did nothing. Federal troops were in Fort Sumter, South Carolina. Okay? They needed food and ammo. Buchanan wouldn't send it. The Confederate rebels who were leading this secession movement saw the weakness, emboldened it. Lincoln came in, war was a fait accompli. Buchanan, the worst president of all time. Charles Malin, West Point, Utah. Hunter Biden has checked off the boxes as a liar and cheat. I wonder if he will run for political office. And then Charles goes on to say, I'm 76 and thank you for the verbal nudge regarding fitness. I am buying smaller pants. I haven't felt this good in a year. Just walk as much as you can, knock the sugar down, and you'll be far healthier. Just those 2 simple things. I'm a simple man. Lisa Preston, Douglas, Georgia. I've read most of the Killing books, really enjoyed them, but I really liked Killing the Witches. I learned a lot. Looking forward to the next Killing book. The next book is going to be Confronting the Presidents, but I'm glad you are reading, Lisa. And the No Spin Elves are standing by to send you Christmas gifts that you will love, all right? The big bundle, 13 Killing books. There it is. You order that, you get a free download of my live performance on Long Island with Sid Rosenberg. You'll love that. This is our best Christmas gift. Then we've got all kinds of other stuff for you. Crazy Horses on sale, Killing the Witches and Killers Together, United States of Trump at a Christmas ornament, on and on and on and on. Look, this is really will save you a lot of money. People like me like the books, go get it. But here's the most important thing. Ground shipping, okay, that cuts off on Monday. But you can still get the stuff on 2-day shipping till December 20th. But this weekend, this is it. You got to get everything in. Get the gift cards, concierge membership and premium membership. Get free books for every gift card. Okay? Easy, right there. You get the concierge membership and the book. You can give away one or the other. Keep the whatever you want. We're making it easy for you. And remember, buying stuff from the BillO'Reilly.com Christmas store helps us because we are independent. Okay? The stronger we get financially, the more stuff we can do for you. Okay, word of the day, no, Betology. Battologgy. I'm going to give you the definition of this word because I didn't even know it. Betology is using the same phrases over and over and over, like awesome, okay? Like deep dive, like it is what it is. That's Betology. Don't do it. Back with a final thought in a moment. Your safety is important, and I am happy to introduce you to Byrna, a self-defense solution that will help keep you and your family safe. Byrna offers a powerful non-lethal pistol with tear gas, pepper, irritants, and kinetic projectiles that disable attackers for 30 to 40 minutes. It's all legal in every state, and no background checks are required. And they ship directly to your door, very private. They are American-made in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and are trusted by U.S. government agencies and hundreds of police departments. If you are a gun owner, you need options. Avoid the complexities that come with taking a life and having to defend your freedom in court. And if you're adverse to firearms, Byrna is a good alternative solution. So please visit Byrna.com/Bill to receive a 10% discount. That's BYRNA.com/Bill. Stay safe with Byrna. All right, here is a final thought of the day. I was working yesterday at 5 o'clock when The Five was on the Fox News channel. I got a call. Waters is touting Killing the Witches. Roll the tape.
I was reading the O'Reilly book, Killing the Witches, which is amazing, and you can kind of see how it all starts. It was this frenzy driven by young people. Young women were freaking out and going like this and labeling women. And then without any due process, the preacher or the sheriff would then hang them. And if you said you weren't a witch, that meant you were, and then they'd kill you. And behind the scenes, a lot of it, when they were fingering these women, was because they wanted to steal their land.
Very good assessment by Waters. In Salem, there were a lot of widows, and the widows would get the land when their husbands died. And a bunch of the women who were hanged by the judges and clerics in Salem had a lot of land. And when they were convicted of being a witch, the land went to the town and they divvied it up. So Waters got it. And it was nice to see them discuss Killing the Witches on The Five. We appreciate that very much. Book's a phenomenon. And I'm very pleased. Martin Dugard and I put a lot of work into the book. And it's nice to see it pay off. We're approaching now 300,000 in sales. We might hit that by New Year's. Phenomenal in this day and age when a lot of people don't read anymore. And you'll like the book. I mean, no matter what. No politics in the book. But the cancel culture and lack of due process is here today in this country. And that's why I wrote Killing the Witches. Because the witch hunt, as Donald Trump reminds us in every speech, is a reality in America today. And we trace the whole arc. Okay, I'll have a new column on Sunday that I think you're going to like. We will be back next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Then it's Christmas time for everybody. We're going to have really good shows next week, year-enders. And we really appreciate you watching, listening, going to BillO'Reilly.com, all of that. And we'll see you again on Monday. Thank you for watching the No Spin News. To watch the full episode anytime on BillO'Reilly.com, please sign up to become a premium or concierge member. Visit BillO'Reilly.com to sign up and start watching today.